This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
D-Ray wants to know, does Arn remember the time in Richmond that apparently a fan got involved? JJ has to take his dress shoes to him, and somehow you wind up with broken fingers?
I remember a guy slid in the ring. We were doing afternoon television taping. I want to say I was working with Luger maybe, and a guy hit the ring and he got front face locked pretty quick. I don't remember getting broke fingers out of it. But then again, it could have very well happened. It wouldn't have mattered. It would not have taken me out of one day's work or anything else. So in those days, you got stuff broke all the time. You just plow through it.
Talk to me a little bit about fans jumping in the ring. We haven't spent a ton of time talking about it. You mentioned one incident in Richmond. Did it happen more than a handful of times otherwise?
Oh, throughout the years, it's not as often as you think, and the outcome is usually the same. It would be more times of you getting assaulted would be match spills out of the ring and right up against the rail. That's where you get whacked quite a bit. Leaving the arena if you had a hot finish, the rails weren't that far apart. In those days, they certainly weren't 25 feet apart or 20 feet. It was more like 6 feet apart. And sometimes it would just be a rope. It wouldn't even be a barricade, was all that was separating you from the fans. But there was a few instances, where guys would slide in the ring that would it was usually just because the heat got too much for them and they liked the baby faces and, Ricky Morton's in there bleeding to death, getting the shit pounded out of him, and a guy would slide in the ring. Here was the thing that kept it, thank God, to a minimum. Once you slide in that ring and you're looking from the inside out instead of the outside in, it looks completely different. And most people would slide under the bottom rope and start to stand up. And you would see them, they would start looking around and go, in their mind, oh God, I may have screwed up. And that's all you needed to either front face lock them, snatch them. If they tried to fight you, kick them in the head, do whatever you had to do to just hang on to them because you didn't want to hurt anybody. I mean, I don't want to hurt a fan, even though they had completely overshot their bounds, and whatever came after that was on them. If they got punted in the face, you can do what you want out there on the other side of the rail. Once you cross that rail and slide in the ring, you're in no man's land. But, personally, I never wanted to do, to hurt anybody. And I just wanted to get them out of the ring. And before the match just completely lost all momentum, get it done and get them out of there quickly. And, but I might have seen 4 or 5 cases over the years.
David Black wants to know, did anybody at bars or gyms, etc., ever try the Four Horsemen? That's something we've never really talked about, but back in the days of quote unquote kayfabe, did you ever meet anybody who wanted to take on, or maybe even a small group of guys who wanted to really fight the Four Horsemen?
No, not really. Nope. I mean, we would come in, we would do our hour in the gym and everybody would fan out. Everybody would usually be training different body parts or whatever the deal was. And, most people were very respectful. They'd come up, ask for an autograph or a picture. We were very happy to comply. We would ask if they waited till we were done, because in our mind, or certainly in my mind anyway, if I sign one autograph or do one picture, then I'm obligated to do anyone else's that may ask. And if it flames up and now you suddenly have 5 or 6 people or 7 people, now it can get in the way of your workout and kill your momentum. And I just asked that they wait till the end. If they didn't mind, I wasn't going to be there that long, be happy to do whatever they wanted. And those that really wanted them would hang around, and those that really didn't would just leave and you wouldn't see them again.
Let's jump here to Vincent Greco. He says, I just saw on the TV that the Army is considering changing the names of some of the bases with Confederate generals' names. Some suggestions for new names: Fort Flair, Fort Anderson, Fort Wyndham, Fort Blanchard. These sound awesome. What say you?
Was there a Fort Anderson?
I think there was, yeah.
How quickly did they get overrun? Had to be record time.
Another fun question here. Has AA ever worked with anyone who didn't cooperate for one reason or another? And if so, how did he deal with it?
Nothing of clear memory. You would have guys that would come to television, sometimes more so Atlanta TV than syndicated TV with Crockett, because that would be guys that were more local, to the Carolinas that had some experience. But you would get a lot of green guys that would come to Atlanta TV from TBS studios, and they just didn't know. They were just green. They would get nervous. And they really didn't know what to do. And sometimes it was hard to move them around out there. They were just locked down on you. And if a guy's just not locked down from nerves, it's hard to move him. And if you can't move him, you both look like, two putzes out there trying to move around. And it would, sometimes you'd have to squeeze a guy a little bit and just go, hey, take a breath, relax. It's going to be fine. And sometimes it would get better and sometimes it wouldn't. And then you knew you just had to go ahead and hit your finish. And that was it for the day. If you had a promo, you could take that extra time and add it into your promo. You just had to be in control of the situations. I never had a guy go out and just intentionally try to take advantage of me on television.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.